Hello, welcome back. Thank you for joining me for a different kind of video, still about Elden Ring, but not a gameplay. So today we're gonna be watching the intro that we have seen when we started the game. I remember very little of it. I remember Marika shattering of the Elden Ring and via the deathbed companion. I don't remember anything else about that intro. Then we're gonna watch the cinematic trailer that has been recommended to me many times. I'm sorry it took me so long to watch it, but I think it's gonna be quite interesting because we played Elden Ring quite a lot now, and I know that I'm not even halfway there, but I learned some things, and now that I'm gonna watch it, I think a lot of it is gonna make sense. I'm gonna try to make a little recap and share what I think I know about the storyline of this game so far. So everything started long before the shattering. It started with the first demigod getting killed, Godwin. I think that Godwin getting killed was like the first event that caused everything, all the wheels to turn and all these other things to happen. So Godwin was killed by a group of women. We learned this from Roger, by a group of women from the Eternal City led by Ranni. So they stole a fragment of the Rune of Death from Malekith, the Black Blade. We haven't met him yet. We don't know anything about him. I think in the recent video we learned something that Godskin apostles were serving him. I don't remember many details about that, so I'm not gonna get into it yet. I actually need to make some notes about that too. But anyway, Godwin was the first to die, and then other demigods died as well. For the longest time, I thought that Godwin was the only demigod dead, to be honest. And it was just a silly idea because I think that those walking mausoleums, so they are in each area, and I think that they represent a dead demigod because they're like walking graves of demigods. And I think we found out from the, how are they called, the one that just sits at the round table with her two fingers, the old lady. I think we learned from her that it was Marika who shattered the Elden Ring, and now she's imprisoned in the capital. Her first husband was Godfrey, the first Elden Lord. She sent him away somewhere to wage war. He came back, the Elden Ring was shattered. She then had a second husband, Radagon. So Radagon was there in the capital, then he was sent on a mission basically because the capital was at war with Lernia and the academy and all that. But he fell in love with Renala. Renala is not a god, she's not a demigod, she was just a human, a powerful sorcerer that nailed moon magic and all that. And they fell in love. Radagon stayed, they got married. They got 3 children, Radan, Ranni, and Ricard. But then Marika sent Godfrey away, and Radagon came to Marika and became the second Elden Lord, her husband, meaning that Ranni, Radan, and Ricard became demigods because of that by the title. I was very confused about that. I was like, how are they demigods when they are children of Radan and Renala, and they are not gods, only Marika is? But I guess it's just like they got this title of demigods, and because they were like the stepchildren, they also received the shards and got the power, got stronger and stuff like that. So yeah, Radagon left Renala. Renala was then betrayed by the academy and locked away in the Grand Archives. We find her there. She's completely out of her mind, giving birth to these children out of an egg that Radagon gifted to her. Radagon is actually a very smart man, so he learned sorceries from Renala. Then he went to Marika and learned faith from her, and now he's just this OP character that I cannot wait to meet. I think that Ranni is another very powerful character in the game, a very important one. We're actually doing her quest right now. We got her something from the Eternal City, from Nokran. I think it was like a fingerprint blade. I think it was something that could incriminate her for committing treason. I think that was it. I might be wrong because I don't really remember the description of the item that we picked up, but anyway, we also defeated Radan. Radan was huge and he was scary. He's one of the best boss fights so far. I think he might be even the best. Renala was the best boss fight for me, but Radan is, I don't know. Anyway, he held the stars and he stopped Rani's faith, kind of, because he was holding this huge comet that was released when we killed him, and that's how we even got to Nokran. I don't want to get into too many details. We don't know much about Ricard. We know that he's in Volcano Manor. We are yet to meet him. Another important character to mention is Fia. So she is a deathbed companion, and she's been bedding all these men to gather warmth and and resurrect Prince of Death Godwin. I am not gonna talk about her in details because I don't really remember everything. I know that we just met her. We just like did some of her quests. I don't really remember what she said. I'll have to go back to it. It was just about this Marc that she's looking for, and then there's D involved. I know that Roundtable had one Marc, but anyway, that was a bit confusing. I need to look at my older videos and I need to make notes of that too. There are so many other things that I could talk about, like Malenia and Scarlet Rot, and then the Frenzy and Marika being a god sent from somewhere else, not from the lands between. So yeah, there are so many things, and there are so many more things that I don't know, but let's not drag this out and let's just watch the intro and the trailer. It's gonna be nice to see this again.
Fallen leaves tell a story.
Marika? Maybe? Wait.
The great Elden Ring was shattered.
So that is shown how it was shattered by Marika, right?
Our home across the fog. The lands between.
We also learned about Lands of Reed recently, but like only the name of it, kind of.
Now, Queen Marika the Eternal is nowhere to be found. And in the night of the Black Knives.
Let's pause this for a moment. So Marika is now locked up in the capital. Why is she not killed? Why is she held there? Like, what is her purpose still? Even though she betrayed the greater will and like the two fingers and all that. So that's the group of women that killed Godwin. There's that Marc as well, the Black Blade. No, it's not called the Black Blade, I think.
Godwin the Golden was first to perish. Soon,
Rani.
Marika's offspring, demigods all, claimed the shards.
Wait. So that's Rodan and that's Godric? Or is that like that Margit? Didn't Margit have that stick? I don't remember now.
The Elden Ring.
Where is that?
The
mad teen of the newfound strength. Wait, what is that though? And it's also holding a child. Is that like young Marika? Or maybe that's another demigod that we haven't met yet? Damn, I have no idea what these characters are yet.
taint of their newfound strength triggered the shattering.
Snake? Don't know what's that about.
A war from which no lord arose.
Millennia. Fighting Rodan. He is so huge. He is so huge compared to her. Damn.
Leading to abandonment by the greater will.
Oh my god, wait. Okay, look at her hand. We just met Millicent and she doesn't have an arm. And she's got red hair. I don't know how Malenia looks like. What is her eye color and stuff. But I think it's the same right hand. I cannot put my finger around it, to be honest. Millicent and Melania. They must be connected. Maybe Millicent. Millicent cannot be Melania. Maybe it's just a coincidence. I don't know. Interesting though. Interesting detail. Red hair, no arm.
Oh, rise now, ye tarnished, ye dead who yet live. The call of long-lost grace speaks to us all.
Godfrey? Oh wait, what? No. That's not Godfrey, that's Ahura Low. But that's also the last name of... How's her name? Gideon. Gideon's daughter is... I don't remember her name now on the spot, but her last name is this, Low. How can she be Gideon's daughter then, but have the same... Well, maybe this is her uncle or something. I just... Whenever I see a lion, I just think of Godfrey. But that means she is of royal blood. But you know, like there's that guy in 4th Height and he is looking for someone of royal blood.
The ever brilliant
Gold Mask.
Fear, the deathbed companion. The loathsome dung eater.
Oh my god, I completely forgot about him. He appeared in the round table hold and he sat there. He's always threatening me. He said that if it wasn't like a safe place and if he could, he would just kill me on the spot. I completely forgot that he was shown in this intro. Dung Eater. I don't know what his quest is or anything. He's just sitting there. I come back to him once in a while and he doesn't say anything new.
And Sir Gideon Othniel. They all know it.
Oh, he was in this intro too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I should have watched this long time ago. I could not remember anything at all. There's like a little grace here. And then the ray. There are so many ears here. And then eyes. Oh yeah, he's like the all-knowing. He is an asshole. I think we can all agree on that he's just an asshole. I don't remember this part at all.
One other.
Oh, that's the tarnished one. That's us.
Grace would again bless. A tarnished of no renown.
But once again, maybe we were important once.
Cross the fog.
And then we're disgraced. But now they suddenly need our help again. I think Varia spoke of this.
Stand before the Elden Ring. And become the Elden Lord.
I remember so little of this intro. First of all, I didn't miss it kind of, but now it makes sense. It actually is shown that Marika shatters the Elden Ring. And then I didn't remember anything about the Dung Eater and that Sir Gideon is there as well. Okay, let's just get to the trailer now. Why is this not included whenever you start the game? Why they gave it
an age ago?
Oh. That's Rani's voice.
But when I recall, I see it true.
She's got a ring on her finger.
On a night of wintry fog, the rune of death was stolen. And the demigods began to fall.
Damn, that's an ugly mark.
Starting with Godwyn the Golden.
What is...
Queen Marika was driven to the brink.
So he did not actually die. I know that there was this lady in the Eternal City, Nokran, that spoke of like that Godwin did not just die, but he is like disgraced now. I don't like really remember what she said, but she did say something about him not actually being dead. He was infected by something instead. I don't even know like why Rani and that group of women, why they all even do this. What is the purpose of all that? That's God trick, maybe?
The shattering ensued, a war that wrought only darkness. The Elden Ring was broken. But by whom? And why?
By Marika, we know. What if I'm actually wrong about it? But I think it was like mentioned really clearly. That's the capital?
What could the demigods ever hope to win by warring?
What indeed? Millennium. Bogdan. Their fight should have been epic.
The conqueror of the stars,
Oh,
General Radar.
he's so epic.
And the blade of Mikkel and Melania the Seventh.
Her hand is actually fine then.
Mightiest to remain, and locked horns in combat.
Okay. Her hand is so not fine.
But there would be no victor.
Can we just see that again? Wait, she stabbed him.
And be no.
I cannot like understand what is going on there, but it looks like she stabbed him, but then she's also stabbed and maybe her blood is leaking on his blood. Like into his body, and that's how he got infected with the scarlet rot. What about that flower?
But there would be no victor.
Oh, you know when you hear word rot, you don't associate it with beautiful
And
flower.
so we inhabit a fractured world, awaiting the arrival of the Elden Lord. Unless, of course, thou shouldst take the crown.
Is that all? It is all. Let's just look at her. Look at her face. Why is she like that? Oh, there's also like one character that I keep thinking about, and she's not showing herself anymore. The one that gives us torrent. Oh, I think it was Melina. So we only saw her a couple of times right at the beginning of the game. She gave us torrent. She said that we are maidenless. She is not a maiden, and then she just vanished somewhere. But then we have Rani, who said that we are not gonna meet again, and then we met again. We even defeated her mother. Damn, that trailer is so beautiful. I actually was a bit disappointed when I first started the game and we got that intro. That was not a cinematic trailer, but I think it is beautiful now too. But the trailer is just awesome. It's not like I learned something new, but it was just nice to see that some of the details that I know now, they were actually in the intro, in the trailer, but you just cannot put it together because you haven't played the game, you know nothing about it. Please do not spoil anything about the storyline. I'm gonna be extra careful while reading the comments. I just wanted to share this with you, kind of like talk about some of the things that I know. I know like a lot more details, I think, but it's just hard to connect everything. Sometimes I forget things that I see something in the game and then I remember, and there are like other characters and they're all connected too, and it's gonna turn into this beautiful story which I cannot wait to like fully experience. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.